Be natural.
Yes, I.
Be free.
Yes, I.
So talk about more of your experience going through the clinical research trial. What was your experience and the process like for you personally, emotionally, mentally, physically even? And did anything particularly come up for you that maybe you were taken back by?
Wow, so much. I mean, at the time, I was approached by the investigator of this zinc finger trial. It was a safety study. It was the first. This is right. It's the first gene therapy trial in HIV. Correct? The zinc finger. No, that's our second. Do you want to tell a little bit of the history of that, or?
Well,
So,
you know what? There's one thing is gene therapy is putting in a gene, and that's called gene transfer. And the first trials on that were with CAR T cells actually, and we did that in South San Francisco with a company that's now out of business called Cell Genesis. And so we treated about 40 patients. We actually found it very safe, and that it's actually those patients still now, 25 years later, still have CAR T cells. So we learned a lot from that. What Matt's talking about is gene editing, which has only been possible in the last few years, where you can actually find the needle in the haystack and take your own genes and change them how you want them to be. So it's not the addition of a gene, but it's just rewriting the genetic code.
and I was looking up at a slide. The first gene therapy, and correct me if I'm wrong, the first gene therapy patient died. Actually, it was a J&J ribozyme trial. Is that right?
So the whole history of gene therapy, is complex.
It's complex.
And it had some initially biotech involvement, and then biotech got out of it because they thought it would never become commercialized, and it became all academic. And then Sangamo came back in with what the Mats have been on, because they had gene editing technology. But there were from fits and starts, and then there were some toxicities that made, so the initial trials, and they got very highly publicized, and everyone got afraid of it.
Yes, I.
Be natural.